A very warm and happy new year to you guys. Sorry, I'm a bit late with this video. As I've already told you guys, I would be talking about film in my channel. So the film which I've seen is Captain America: The First Avenger. It is the fifth film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But if you go according to the timeline, it's the first film. This film was released in the year 2011 and is directed by Joe Johnston, and it follows the story of a person named Steven Rogers. And Steven Rogers is from Brooklyn, and he wants to enlist in the army and lay down his life for the nation. But his poor health is one big obstacle between him and the army. So he gets repeatedly rejected just for his poor health. He suffers from asthma. Already we hear that. And during the process of repeated enlisting and repeated rejection, Steven Rogers comes across Sergeant James Barnes. He is portrayed by Sebastian Stan, and they both become good friends. I mean, Steve Rogers and Sergeant Barnes, they both become good friends. So once they happen to visit an exhibition named Stark Expo. Here we get to see Howard Stark and Dr. Abraham Erskine. Howard Stark is portrayed by Dominic Cooper, and Dr. Abraham Erskine is portrayed by Stanley T. The surname is spelled as Tucci, and I'm not so sure about the pronunciation. So, Dr. Erskine overhears the argument, the discussion between Rogers and Barnes, decides something, and walks away. So, the next day, uh, Dr. Erskine recruits Steve Rogers, and Steve Rogers is very much happy about this. So, Steve Rogers goes to the camps, the trials, and he gets stuck in many obstacles. Although he is shown to use his brains while others use their bronze. So, we actually see that during the trials, Dr. Erskine and Colonel Phillips, they talk about something called Project Rebirth. We get to know that the US government plans to include a new breed of super soldiers into the US Army, and although Colonel Phillips plans to include someone else, Dr. Erskine pitches for Steve Rogers and is adamant about his decision regarding Rogers. I mean, Dr. Erskine is adamant about his decision regarding Rogers. So, Steve Rogers was reading a book one night when Dr. Erskine comes to his room, and has a small talk with him. Now we get to understand who Johann Schmidt actually is. He is the scientific advisor of the Nazis, especially their leader Adolf Hitler, and also he is the leader of an organization named Hydra. So, whatever happens, you must be a good man. Dr. Erskine says this sentence to Steve Rogers: whatever happens tomorrow, you must remain a good man. So, the next day, Steve Rogers undergoes an important procedure. In this procedure, he is injected with, super soldier serum, and then he is subjected to Vita rays. Howard Stark and Dr. Erskine both are involved in this process, and after the procedure is complete, a new Steve Rogers is seen, and during this process we actually get to see that there is a spy from Germany, and he takes away the last vial of the super soldier serum. Although this new super soldier post procedure Steve Rogers manages to track down the spy, the spy commits suicide, and and Steve Rogers is uh, Steve Rogers actually becomes more focused towards this target, the defeat of the Hydra. So this spy who takes away the last vial of super soldier serum and kills Dr. Sky and later commits suicide when he is already caught by Rogers. He actually motivate this entire process, this entire uh, you know, the entire action sequence, the entire sequence. This motivates Steve Rogers to seek revenge, to defeat the organization named Hydra, and most importantly, defeat Johann Schmidt. But the US government had other plans for him. The US government plans some shows for him, and during one such show, Agent Carter and Steve Rogers, they happen to meet, and actually it's Agent Carter who meets Steve Rogers, and during this chat he gets to know that the people of the infantry in which James Barnes worked, they were captured. I mean, they were sent on a mission, and a few of them returned. So Steve Rogers sees that this is a big opportunity. This is the opportunity where he can go and see more and learn more about how to defeat Johann Schmidt. So he sets out on his mission with Howard Stark and Agent Carter. So Steve Rogers manages to get out the rest of the infantry all alone. So so seeing these actions of Steve Rogers, he finally is allowed to be Captain America. Captain America. So uh, Steve Rogers actually goes on a number of missions, and finally he comes face to face with Johann Schmidt, I mean the Red Skull. Now Johann Schmidt is the Red Skull and Steve Rogers is Captain America. So they have a fight, and actually the cube shaped thing which I told you that Johann Schmidt was searching for in Norway, it was the Tesseract actually. So during this fight, Johann Schmidt plans to use this Tesseract on Steve Rogers, but as he holds it, a portal, a portal actually, to other side of space, it gets opened, and Johann Schmidt, I mean the Red Skull, he is sucked to that portal, sucked through the portal to the other side of it, and the Tesseract burns away to the Pacific Ocean. I mean the aeroplane, and the Tesseract burns its way to the Pacific Ocean. And now that Steve Rogers is all alone, Captain America is all alone in the aeroplane, and the aeroplane is speeding to New York. He sees no other option but to crash her in the ocean. So he crashes the aeroplane, and He gets trapped, and that's it. With this, the film concludes. And now, many years later, uh, we actually get to see two scenes actually, the end credits and post credits scene. I don't know, I actually get confused between in these two scenes. So to be honest, in the first scene, we see that Steve Rogers wakes up and he comes out to the streets. We see that Steve Rogers is now in modern day Times Square, and we actually see director Nick Fury, director of Shield. He is played by Samuel Jackson. He is the one who informs Captain Steve Rogers that he has been asleep. I mean, Captain has been asleep for 70 years. So, in the second scene, we get to see that Director Fury recruits Steve Rogers for some mission. So, to be honest, overall the film was very much good. The direction was good. The narration of the story was very much fantastic. I loved it. And actually, before Joe Johnston was hired to direct this film, John Favreau and Louis Leterrier, they both expressed their interest in directing this film, but John Favreau, he went on to direct Iron Man 1 and 2, both of them which released before Captain America the First Avenger. So, uh, so the direction was good, the storytelling was also good, the music was also good. Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, they were the writers of this film. They did a fantastic job, if you ask me. So that's it. This is my review of this film. Thank you. I hope you liked it. If you liked, if you really liked it, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.